Greater Atlanta is a highly populated area, with over 5.2 million people. Yet the metro area is much smaller, with only 450,000. The city of Atlanta has a very poor layout, as the city was rebuilt from its burning in 1864. While it was designed to be a grid-style city, many of the financial and racial problems of the time corrupted the city's layout. This resulted in Atlanta's many curving streets and lack of order. Later on, during the 1950s and 60s, Atlanta hit an economy boom. As well as this, the population began to increase. Suddenly, the city had more resources and cash in circulation to build and expand. In the 50s and 60s, the ideal housing situation was a house out in the suburbs. This led to the city sprawling out and taking up a massive area. Since much of the infrastructure was done in a rush, to accommodate the size of the population, the time was not taken to properly plan the roads of Greater Atlanta. Since then, many of the areas within the Greater Atlanta have split off into their own townships, due both to racial polarization and elitism among the rich. Thus, the habit of building out instead of up developed, and Atlanta has continued to build this way to this day. The trash program has suffered due to the poor layout of the city. There are multiple trash programs for each county, city, town, and municipality within the Greater Atlanta area, and each one runs on a different schedule. This puts a small stress on traffic, as it is difficult to anticipate whether there will be a trash truck in your way if you are not in your own neighborhood. It also makes for an annoyance when moving, as you have no idea when the trash service will come. Other congestion instigators include the recycling and yard waste services, which add to the number of trucks on the road. Another problem with the Atlanta City Trash Program is the number of landfills the city has to accommodate its large population and the effect the landfills have on their neighborhoods. Here's a map of Atlanta City landfills with an overlay of the major traffic areas during rush hour. As you can see, there is major congestion, often situated around or near the landfills. This results in not only increased CO2 from the many cars that sit in traffic, which escalates other problems like the Atlanta urban heat island, but also increases stress levels within the city. The landfills in Atlanta have also had an effect on the wealth of the areas they surround. Here is a map of the income per capita across each district in the Atlanta area, with the location of each landfill mapped out. As you can see, almost every landfill is in an area that has an income on the lower half of the scale. This is with the exception of 2 landfills up in the Buckhead and Vinnings areas. While the Atlanta Trash Program has these downfalls, much of the problem lies with the Atlanta consumer. Atlanta produces 8.3 pounds of waste per person per day, making it the 10th most wasteful city in America. The city of Atlanta has also attempted to improve the effect that the waste has on their city through a southern waste program called the Zero Landfill Initiative, which has reached an 80% waste-to-recycling level, and through the Hickory Ridge Landfill, which is a pioneering dormant landfill on which 10 acres of solar panels have been placed over the trash.